So we're now going to be showing a last 32 match. This promises to be a cracker between Lee Kendall, current England captain, and Darren Appleton, who I believe was England captain at one stage. I'm David Veery, and with me is
Liam Davis.
And welcome. So this is a race to 8.
So who would you say your favourite is going into this?
In this match, I'd say probably Lee Kendall's favourite, because the last couple of rounds, Darren Appleton's done well to get through, but he's struggled in both of them to win 8-7 and 7-6. I think he was behind in both, so he's obviously match fit and getting through these matches, but to keep getting through deciders, I think will probably wear you out at one stage.
I think it comes down to as well experience here, whereas Lee's playing quite regularly at the minute. Doing well.
Yeah, Darren Appleton's just started really again, hasn't he? But he's playing a bit more pool now. So straight off the break, a few balls potted in.
The reds are looking really nice at the minute.
Helps to pot 3 yellows because then there's less traffic in the way, but yeah, I'll go with that.
I don't see yellows being...
I think it all depends if that red down the bottom left goes into the bottom left hand pocket. That'll be the key. It looks from here it does, but it's difficult to tell really.
From camera angles, can't tell it.
We need a 3D TV for this one.
Even still, just cover the bag.
Yeah, so he's definitely going for reds. Probably take this one out straight away if it's available. Not sure actually.
I think it's in the next 1 or 2 shots you're going to want to take that out.
It looks tight.
You don't want to be playing this to where it's near the end and you've got that black still where it is.
Yeah, exactly. And the black goes nice and easy in the middle bag.
From the other corner pocket.
From the other corner pocket, yeah.
All you've got to do is drop this in and then you can play the one up the top.
Yeah, whereas if you take this one last, then you could get snookered behind the yellow to get on the black. So we'll see which way he goes. He's got plenty of options here, to be fair. He's overrun that a little bit. He's still okay there, but he definitely didn't. He wanted to leave himself both options of both reds, I think, at that stage. But now he's just left with the red in that middle bag as we see it.
Red to the middle, but then I'm wondering, is he maybe leaving that ball on the side rail second to last?
Yeah, it could well be. And then put the other one in the opposite middle and screw back for the black in this bottom pocket as we see it closest to us. That was a confident hit. Well, I just saw them level the table before this match, so this table should be absolutely perfect now. Stan with his beer mats.
We were levelling, we have to try that.
He's still not ideal here though. Just lost the white a little bit.
I'm wondering now, maybe to use the black to hold.
I don't know if he wants, because the problem is if you get into the black you could tie it up if you just hit it on the left hand side. He could double the red, but the key position, but then doesn't need to at this stage. We'll see what he does. Yeah, he's just worried about losing the white because these tables are playing really fast. Played on one of them in the other room the other day, and it was lighting yesterday.
Yeah, I was playing in the other room, just the heat was immense.
I was lucky because we've got 3 rooms in these World Championships. You got this one, you got a similar one the other side of the hotel, then you got 1 room with just 2 tables, and I was playing in that one, and that one was perfect conditions. Problem is you get like 50 people in a room and just the heat just gets... So he did... Yeah, looks okay. It's got a bit of work to do now.
It's just making sure you can come back across.
It's a bit fortunate there because that white could have just got stuck on that yellow and then been snookered.
Darren would probably be licking his lips with a chance.
He's just waiting. Again, Kenny's not too Happy with that? Can he just roll softly and leave himself black in the left-hand pocket?
Maybe just a tad bit of top.
So you're going to have to screw across and leave a tougher black. We'll see. It looks like this one's going to follow through a bit. Yeah, he's fine.
Avoiding any kicks now. This should be 1-0. Lee Kendall.
I wonder if he's using one of these new chalks at the moment.
I think he is.
Has he? So he shouldn't get any kicks then based on that. I can't afford 15 quid for a chalk. So 1-0 to Kenny. Break and dish to start off with. Just what you want.
Bit of pressure on Darren.
Yeah, Darren's going to want to do the same now.
So I've been watching Darren break with that graphite cue.
Yeah, he's using his American graphite cue, isn't he? How's it been going? I haven't seen any of his games, to be fair.
Well, it's either it seems to be splitting or it's just you chance it because that white's jumping in the air and it's.
Yeah.
You've always got a chance of it going wrong when that happens.
He's not managed to get the white off the table yet, then.
I think he has.
Oh, he has already.
I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I see it once. Because he puts a lot of deep screw into it as well. No, he's going to go for the cut break.
Yeah, he's not getting the graphite cue out either.
And that was a great hit. Well timed.
Well, the reds definitely look good straight away. And he's got no option really because he hasn't got a yellow to start off with.
I think it's that just that one in the middle of the table that.
Yeah, if you can get that white in the middle there somewhere, then you've got both the reds either side. But they all go. It's all about positioning on the white here.
Just nice steady cue ball control and.
He could go for this one in the corner bag, bottom right hand corner bag first.
Yeah.
Leave himself an angle on the one just above, and then try and stun into
Maybe just
that pack to hold.
Just play cushion first. Use dropping down.
Yeah, there's different options, but yeah, definitely. I would expect a break dish here. To be fair, that was a lovely break. It's a safer way to break a cut break, but a lot of the time the balls just stay a bit clumped together.
Like
but
the yellows. But it's something I've seen quite a few players doing this weekend so far as.
the cut break.
Because I know my 2 matches I played 12 frames, 12 dry
12 breaks.
breaks.
12 dry breaks. Oh. No, my one is right. The first one I did a dry break and I tried power break from the middle, but then I sort of damaged me back. So after that I did a soft break from the middle and actually dropped in every time. So you don't actually need to whack them. Because the tables are so fast and the balls are brand new, just do a soft break from the middle, it seems to break well.
It's more just punch it almost.
Yeah. But you're doing well to get 12 dry breaks out of 12.
It's just
Might be something you need to work on then for the next time you come down here then.
they opened every time. It was just you get
Sod's law, innit?
open well is all you can do. Just hope for the ball to drop after that.
Yeah.
Nice confident shot there.
Yeah, he's run out of position a bit though straight away, hasn't he? That's why I thought he'd leave himself an angle the other side.
Yeah.
For that one he just overran the first one. So suddenly he's got a problem ball now.
Doesn't look too good on the other side though.
All out in the open a minute ago.
He's playing alright recovery shot.
So he's going to try and skinny this one and develop the red off the cushion here. Is he leaving it to the last? No, leaving it to the last. But he's got into that well too much. But this is all because of 3 shots ago. He's just running out more and more out of position each go at the moment.
There's a whole heap of trouble now.
Yeah, Because even if Kenny wants to snooker him a few times, there's so many yellows around that middle of the bag, and this middle of the table. It's lots of snookering opportunities, but
You only may need one snooker. That yellow.
I can't even see a way where he can really put a lot of pressure on Kenny.
I think at the most you can just try and play it thin and land behind that yellow on the top rail.
What's it maybe? Yeah, he's looking down there. It's probably as good as option as any, to be fair.
Yeah, and come down there.
Open his red up a little bit,
You
and then
leave
it's
that
just.
snooker.
It's going to be snookers you leave whichever way you look at it, isn't there? That's the problem.
The only thing I'm thinking is if you can get behind the one on the balk line, it does kill that. How easy it is to create one.
Yeah.
Whereas if you leave him on the bottom rail, he's got a lot more options and easier ways to get it.
But this is all the culmination of that very first shot that he played. Just went a little bit too far. Hopefully people can hear us. We've either turned the microphone on or off the whole time.
But it seems to be picking up.
Quick mention to Joe Nolte, who's watching back in Sussex at the moment. So Kenny's going to go for the dish here. No need to wait for the two shots. Got a perfect angle to open up those three reds, three yellows even.
Just got to make sure of that pot. And put the red safe at the same time.
A little bit softer would have been safe. It's still out in the open now, but yes.
But it's not over the
Should be
bag.
greedy now, isn't he? So he's just landed a bit awkwardly. He's just got to be careful on the next shot. But there's no real problem. He's just got to do a little soft screw off the cushion. And then go for the other yellow at the top there in the same corner pocket.
Got plenty of options still, just whichever way he sees it.
So you're playing in the Masters as well then?
Yeah.
Staying for the whole week after that? Or
Yeah.
You're going? You're? That's good.
What makes a trip out of it.
Absolutely. Holiday in Blackpool.
And just decide I'll have to do this every year now.
Just have to get put up with Blackpool every year then, won't you?
Nothing wrong with that.
Lovely windy Blackpool. So I was obviously looking at those two yellows as applied in the right hand middle pocket. Does have the option for the yellow in the long yellow into the bottom left pocket as well if he doesn't fancy it. It looks like he does.
Nice little square shot off the road, just nice and controlled.
Not quite sure you can see. Yeah, you can. Couldn't tell from that angle there.
So from the overhead camera, sometimes makes stuff not look.
No, it didn't go, so he clearly overscrewed that in the first place.
Still not an easy finish. For
Yeah,
him.
he's left the white as awkward as he could. He's left a Chinese snooker to down Appleton there.
And the problem is he can't. He has to keep that white on that side of the table as well.
Well, it should be natural angle to come back across. If he thins it across, then it'll be on the black. But it's a big shot, this is. we cut it.
And now I can't really see any problems on this table for me.
Shouldn't be. But then I didn't see any problems the visit before, and
But then
he fell down on it. It was just those two yellows that were in the middle, but now they're all out in the open.
It was the only thing we said of that cluster of 3 yellows was always going to be a problem.
And he's in this position, doesn't really matter what ball he goes for before the black, because he's going to be the black on any of the 4 reds. Yellows. Colourblind. Apologies for those watching in black and white. Again, oof, I think he's just got away with that.
Well, yeah, it does go.
Yeah, that's fine. But suddenly he's made the black a little bit harder. So there is a little question mark about the dish now, whereas it was plain sailing a second ago. So I think it's a little bit of nerves there, actually. Even though they're 2 top players, at the end of the day, they both respect each other massively. Been teammates for a number of years in the past, before Darren went across to the American pool world. He's always going to have a nice angle on this last yellow in the middle pocket to get back up for the black. But he's going to want to try and be as straight as possible on this black because it's right in the middle of the cushion. That'll do nicely. Does have 2 options here, it's personal preference. Screw it straight down or come across 2 cushions.
Just screw it.
Doesn't want the white tight on the cushion though. Just wants a bounce there, perfect.
Securing straight. It's 2-0 Kendall.
And he's got the break in the 3rd, so he's got a good opportunity to start building a lead here. This is definitely a frame Darren should have won. So 2-0.
Do we know Darren played in his first match?
Let's have a look. His very first match.
Because he was in the prelims.
He was. Let's go back to the other page. Whilst they're setting up, whilst Kenny's setting the balls up. So Darren in the first match, he had a tough draw actually, but he won 7-2 against Dom Cooney. So there's definitely easier draws available there.
And then
Followed that up.
the last.
Yesterday he had another match, I know that, but where Darren Appleton, he then won 7-1 against Maltese Dejan Grek. So he played really well yesterday. 2 very easy wins. Today's been a lot tougher for him though, because he won his last qualifying match 7-6.
And then the last 64.
8-7 against Sean Sharkey.
The Irish captain, if I'm correct this year?
Is he captain this year? Because it's normally Dave McQuillan, but he might be captain this year. You might be right. So, missed that. Looks like yellow's gone off the break on that one. Red and black are tied up straight away, but he's got opportunities to open those up.
Both colours have.
A little bit of work to be done. I think he's going to go for reds, but it's always, when you commentate, you're always going to pick the wrong colour. But then the red and the black can be opened up when you position yourself for the red just above it into the corner pocket and
You've
open them
got
up.
those top 2 yellows that even they go nice if you just take the one to the middle, soft screw back.
Yeah, there's no wrong for either.
Just with yellows, you've got 2 small clusters. The one in the middle of the table, the red and yellow, and
I think the key, if you no, it looks like he's going to go for reds. Just wants to open up that red and black, which is a lot harder to do from the yellows. Kenny's obviously had less matches because he was straight through to the last 64, so he had 3 matches left to play. I'm not sure if he's seeded this year. He's seeded this year. Okay, so he's got a perfect angle to open up that black and red and leave himself on the red and the... Well, it's now moved. In the left-hand bottom pocket as we see it now. No, Lee Kendall's not seeded. Just got to be careful because the white's on the cushion. Make sure the pot. That's a good shot.
It's a little bit unlucky the red stuck to the cushion, but can't have everything.
No, absolutely. So let's see which way he wants to go. I'd imagine he's going to take that red in the middle of the table up to the top pocket first. Then you can focus around the last three here. Probably use that last red that you just talked about there as his last one to get onto the black.
Just bring it out of the cushion.
He's overhit that. He didn't get the red in the middle of the bag though. That was the difference. I think he didn't quite get it exactly as he wanted to, which is why he's overrun it. Had he potted it perfectly as he wanted to, he'd have been perfect on it. Now he's got problems. He's just got to play a little safety.
I don't think you can even...
Oh no, you can see. Didn't look like it from the other angle, but it's fine. What do we know?
Apparently according to Lee Kendall, not much.
Just looked like they were so good on the other angle.
Still not the easiest finish to take out.
No, and this is quite thin from where he is, so controlling the white is the key.
I think
Making sure you don't hit it too thin.
I think it might be ideal just to play
He's
just
come
above
off.
the black.
Looks like he's doing that because he's digging down a little bit. No, it's not short. He wants to make sure of this because he knows he's got the ascendancy, so if he can keep Darren off the table.
This is a situation you don't want to let Darren come back to. Just a nice open table.
Exactly. He's played that well. It's probably straighter than he wants to be, but he just needs to screw back a bit and leave the white where he's at now to pot the black in the top middle bag as we see it, if the camera doesn't change.
He's got a little bit of leeway because you've got the cut if you don't get perfect.
Because I don't think it goes into the top
No.
right hand bag as we see it.
Or it might do, we just can't see it.
Yeah,
from
we
the
can't
angle.
tell from here. We need 3D TVs. Yeah, perfect. He'll be happy with that. 2 breaking dishes.
And that should be now again 3 now.
That's all you can ask for, really. If he keeps breaking and dishing, then there's nothing Darren can do about it as he won the lag. So 3-0 up. Excuse the background noise, we've got these little booths here, but it does make a bit of noise when people come in and out. Haven't seen any drinks come our way though.
Not yet.
Right.
Well, this
No, it'd be interesting. I would imagine Darren's going to do the little cut break again because it did work for him, even though he didn't clear up last time.
Well, this is just quite a huge break for Darren.
Yeah. I mean, race to 8, there's a long way to go, but it can really quickly go against you. And he's already 3-0 down.
Well, if he goes dry here, Lee clears, and then Lee break dishes, it's 5-0 down.
Yeah.
So a player of Darren's calibre shouldn't be letting his head drop. Because I'm sure he's had to play this position many times.
I see, but I didn't see any of Darren's games when he played in that Supreme Pool series. I know he did reasonably well.
said would be the worst possibility.
Yeah, dry breaking all the balls nicely in the open.
Not one cluster anywhere.
Take your pick on the colours. I'm not even going to try and predict on this one because both of them are perfectly good. The only issue with the yellows possibly is the bottom one towards the left going in the bag. I'm not sure if that is a problem, then you'll just take reds.
I think red's got the easier starting ball.
Yeah, he's got easy starters on both, to be fair, so he's got dead straight ones on both. Couldn't ask for a nicer break, could you, really?
Looks like an image of my breaks all weekend.
Yeah, if you do a dry break, you want to see balls getting tied up together, don't you? Not wide open.
That's why I've noticed quite a few people using the cut break as well recently. Because if you do go dry, a lot of the time you've got those clusters.
Absolutely, but clearly not in this case.
Just his hit is so sweet, but it has just opened up.
So I can see Darren changing his break for next time, going back to his graphite American pool cue.
I think he's got to try something now. But then again, there's the argument of the breaks worked both times for him. He's got a 50% pot rate out of it.
100% against these games though, because these tables are, apart from yourself, breaking quite nicely. You're the exception to the rule with your 0 out of 12. I would say I'll teach you how to do it, but then I'm not known to be a prolific breaker, so that wouldn't help you either.
I think it was the more just I tried queuing to how I would normally queue on my own practice table. Of just trying to.
These tables are so different.
Just trying to force it through, not punch it, and I got told after my second match, oh, you can just punch it. By a fellow teammate, I was like, you couldn't tell me this before.
So he's looking good here then, Kenny. Just roll this one on. Take the 3 in the bottom bit, they're all perfectly lined up from the top.
This is quite a good example, because I noticed, I think Darren as well was using the new chalk.
The Tower chalk? Tower? Something like that.
Term, I think it is. So it means players should get a kick in this.
More and more people are using it now, aren't they? I just haven't found one lying around yet. So that's not ideal there.
It's not, but he's got a couple of options still.
If he swings this red round and gets back onto the other 2 for the opposite corner.
It's back in perfect position.
Key shot here though. Something's put him off. Giving someone a death look.
Strong back here in this one. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, he's just got to be a bit careful now, hasn't he? So there's the shot before that's slightly run out of position. He's still on here. Should be able to get the one in the corner and kiss the other one
You'd have to
towards the other corner.
pots one of these two then,
Even if both of them go in, he's perfectly on the red in the middle back.
and then the black's over the pocket.
So it's guaranteed position.
It's one of these kind of finishes where you, now the cue position didn't need to be perfect. All you need to focus on was the pot for every shot.
Absolutely, especially with the black hanging over the pocket, you don't really care. So as we said at the start of the frame, it's Darren Appleton's worst nightmare to get a dry break, leaving them all on. That's exactly what's happened. Lee Kendall's now halfway towards the winning post, 4-0 up in next to no time, and he's got the break in the next frame.
You just have to feel that Lee needs to make a mistake.
Yeah, clinical. 3 dishes out of the 4, and there's just been one frame where they both had chances.
I mean, I see Lee playing on the UK tour, and he's been having very good results in there as well this year.
Yeah. Oh, do you play on the UK pool tour as well then? play over in France, so I don't do the UK pool tour.
Yeah, it's just my first year on them all. First year on all the big comps, pretty much.
Are you tempted to go on that Supreme Pool series next year?
Maybe next year.
Find a little sponsor to pay the entry fee?
Bank of Dad.
Join the old cold cutters that's been going on, because there's a cold cutter in this World Championship going on as well. I've very wisely turned down the offer of buying myself out of the group by someone who bought my group, having gone dumped in the first round.
Be interesting to see if Lee can continue his 100% potting success.
He's done it comfortably so far. Let's have a look. Oh, this time it could be
Yeah, it's dry.
dry break, just what
But-
Darren Appleton needed.
Luckily, there's that one red down the bottom corner with the yellow tide on it.
Yeah. He's going to have to go for reds, because it's a lot easier to manoeuvre those with the reds than try and get that yellow out. So reds will be the option, I'd imagine. But he's got two little tricky reds, the one stuck by the yellow, which he could probably open up by putting the one just above it and just clipping off the red before it goes in. Or alternately, that red on the cushion, just put it down and just clip it off the red to get it in and open it up. So he's got a few options. This one goes as well. Oh yeah, perfect angle there.
I'll look at some of the other schools currently going on.
It's ideal if you can pop this red, thin cut the red in the corner and get that yellow out of the way. It makes the other red on the cushion a lot easier to finish off. But I'm not sure if he's got the angle to do that. Looks a bit tight.
Well, so far we've got through to the last 16, Mick Hill and Sean Chipfield.
I was watching Chippers for about 10 minutes and he won 4 frames in that time. I think he was certainly looking.
He won 8-0.
Big shout out to Mikey Booker, who's playing in the junior singles and also the team event for England this week. All the juniors and under 23s should be arriving quite soon. Most of the under 23s are here because they're playing in the singles.
And Mick Hill beat Paul Clack 8-2.
8-2, yeah, I saw that one as well. Paul Clack, the Australian player.
So a few good looking schools up there at the minute.
Carlson 6-3 up against Shannon Purcell. Tom Cousins 4-1 down against Rob Warren.
Eddie Barker 3-1 up against Yannick.
That could take a while, that match.
And where is the longest player? Oh, there he is, 4-3 against Sam Bircher.
Is that Giuseppe?
Yeah.
He seems to have got used to playing with glasses now.
Yeah.
I think he had a little bit of a transition period, Giuseppe, when he started having to use glasses. He had a good win against, I think it was Jack Pope in the last round,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So it was good to see Giuseppe back.
Playing for the England team as well this year.
I'm not sure what happened there, so it looks like Darren missed that
I think Darren should have come
red in the
back,
corner there.
but I'll say that's still okay. And Lee's just returned the paper.
So we're looking at the first potential tactical battle of this last 32 match between these two great players. It's been quite strange for Darren to play in the waistcoat again. As they're playing polos in the American pool world.
Yeah, that's something it took me a few frames to get used to.
It does take a while to get used to it, absolutely. Especially having a tie, that's the hardest bit when you get down on the shot.
I had the bow ties, so it's
Yeah.
a little bit less in the way. Can you try and pull back yet? It's not worked out too bad. can see putting the yellow in the middle and then trying to force the red out the top corner.
It's that yellow on the bottom that's the issue for him, so if anything, if he wants to take a pocket, he'd want to take that one. That one down the bottom, but looks like he's found a quick little tie that red up. If you can't take control, just try and stop him from clearing up, but Darren's just going to move this one out again straight away. Probably don't want to pot it. No, that's it.
He probably sees this as another frame he shouldn't have got a shot in, because they were definitely there from the start.
They were, absolutely.
So it's almost just a free go for Lee.
He's going for the long ball here. He's missed that by a fair way. Didn't really fully commit to that one there.
I think he's more concerned about being trapped was up.
Definitely advantage Darren here because all his reds do go. And I wouldn't say they're simple, but certainly that one on the cushion banks into the
middle pocket.
middle bag.
Again, it's just all about his cue ball control, which seems to be sort of letting him down more than it.
It's just getting used to that small white again, isn't it?
I think it's that and the cloth. I reckon the cloth is a different
Could
colour.
do. But I think he's played a fair bit since he's come back now, so I think he's had the time now to get used to and acclimatise back to the English pool world. Because he's played one of those pool series events, and I know he played some other event as well.
We keep going on that Darren Appleton, but I noticed in the Masters we've also got
Chris Melling coming back in yet. I think he tried to get into the World Championships, but just didn't quite get in there. So it's good to see them all come back. Just need Gareth Potts to come back then, and that's pretty much everyone back.
That's a nice shot at Darren.
Yeah, you won't be too disappointed with that. Kelly's just going to try and stop Darren from making it as hard as possible for Darren to clear up, I think, at this stage.
Well, the only ball that you can say is missable is the double.
Yeah. Might be forced in going for the clearance here, potentially. Just depends if that yellow doubles across to the other bag, but it doesn't look like it. That red might be in the way, but difficult to know.
You might be able to widen the angle though for the middle.
Yeah. Sometimes if you can't find a way of actually stopping anything. Either way, that yellow, whatever he does, is always going to be the last one there, because that's his last safety net to stop that red on the cushion.
He's definitely got the angle to widen that to the middle.
Yeah.
So it's just if he can get to it.
Awkward start for 10 here though. Yeah. Chinese snooker's never easy when you try and play with power. Especially with the white being smaller than the yellow as well. So decisions for Darren there. Does he go for it?
Or
Does he wait? Is there any advantage in waiting? Probably not, I'd say.
but it's that
3-ball plant he's going to try and leave there.
it's that thing of, again, just the more you let your opponent back to the table, the more chance there is they'll find something.
Yeah. There is a 3-ball plant here, but you've just got to be careful with that yellow.
But it doesn't stick to the pocket.
Yeah. If it comes out the pocket, it's fine. If he wanted to be a bit straighter there, because then he could have played it, guaranteed to have that yellow towards the middle of the cushion up to the top, because that's a big pocket. But he's left himself a bit too much of an angle to leave that shot.
Could even just kick the red off the cushion now, and then it's free drop-ins.
But he's played it well. He would have been unlucky if the kid stopped him from being on one of these two reds. So he played that well. Straightforward now. Both reds in the same pocket, back in the middle.
It's cute, that nice bit of confidence.
He needed that back in the frame now because he's breaking off again for the next one. That's how quick this game can change around. He's keeping it simple. Just needs to avoid a kick and he's fine.
So he's using the correct chalk for that.
So 4-1 to Lee Kendall. Race to 8 in this last 32 match of the World Championships. Looks like there's also a match on the other table as well, which is between David Rothnell from Australia against Aaron Davies, with Aaron Davies being 3-1 up. So if you wanted to watch that one, that's also on the YouTube streaming.
Aaron just having a little bit of trouble there, racking up the balls.
Making them touching. To be fair, I'll give it about 3 goes, and if it still doesn't touch, I'll sort of lose interest after that. Probably why I don't put the ball off the rake every time. So, I reckon he's going to go for a smash down the middle pack this time, as his little cut break. Yep, there we go. Graphite cue's out. He's given up on the cut break. Now we should see this white bounce up a little bit, normally with Darren. And it went straight off the table. And you saw him do that in the previous match, didn't you? That's the only danger with the amount of power that he's doing it.
With those,
so it's not the first time he's done it.
With those tips as well, he's using a tip nearly the whole size of the
because
ball.
in American pool, the amount of times the ball bounces and stays on is greater, but then the white ball is so much bigger. With a small white, there's always a bigger chance to come off.
The weight of it more than anything.
Which is the worst thing you can do, because it's now 2 shots instead of like going in off when it's only 1 shot.
Like, because I've noticed quite a few using, well, not many, but using brake units similar to what Lee Kendall uses. It's just absolutely huge at the top.
Yeah. So he's opted for reds. There's nothing difficult here at all, is there?
Do you find yourself ever needing to use a brake unit?
I used to, but it didn't really make a lot of difference, to be fair, so I just use my own cue now. I know a lot of people use a specific brake cue and they say it's really good, but at the same time, you know, for me, the best breaker is Tom Cousins, I'd say, probably in the game at the moment. I think it's more about technique than the cue that you use.
And watching Tom, it is just hit it.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's that very first shot, you just overrun it a little bit.
But
So
he's got the glory of 2 shots here.
he has, absolutely. He wants to keep it. That's the advantage with the rules here, that he's going to play it dead weight, even if it doesn't drop, he's still perfectly placed to dish up. Just doesn't have to do anything stupid.
But again, it's just all nice, steady, no rush of blood.
Just when Darren got himself back on the board to do that break-off shot. Big mistake, that one. Played it well.
It's the one thing I learnt when I use just American pool cue to break with.
Yeah.
The amount of times you'll jump it.
The key is just keeping the cue as level as possible.
Yeah.
Because the only reason it jumps off is you dig down on the shot. If you can keep it level, then it'll never jump off the table.
It's the same with the cut break, I find as well.
Yeah.
Every time I try to play that, it seems to always bounce a little bit.
Well, I was playing on the Belgian National Championships at the weekend, and then we were playing on like similar sort of tables here that you can see in the background. And someone who actually broke off, say on that left-hand table that you can see in the distance there, he broke off. The white went flying, went over a fence there was, and smashed on the other table and split all the balls open. I've never seen that before. Scared the life out of me.
Sounds a bit like my local club incident.
Honestly, it's like you didn't see the ball coming at all, it just flew past.
I just over dig the ball, hit the lights on the table next to me.
I've seen that, yeah.
And then nearly hit someone in the head where it come off the lights.
So Kenny's taking you that easy. Didn't even need the 2 shots. So that's definitely an unforced error by Darren Appleton there to give Kenny the advantage back to a 4-frame difference.
And he's got the break.
Yeah.
Couldn't have gone worse.
So that's it, 5-1. We'll be back when the next frame starts. If anyone wants to relay any messages or ask any questions, then by all means message either myself or Liam. So Lee Kendall to break now. 5 frames to 1 up.
And you'd have to feel now he needs this one. Oh, sorry.
Darren does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren definitely does.
Just for a bit of confidence in the game again.
Guarantee this white's not coming off the table. Oh, it's
Oh, wow.
yep, nothing off the table.
This could be a classic Lee Kendall frame.
I don't know actually, because there's plenty of opportunities to. I know there's a cluster, but there's only the one cluster. If you can just get a nice break on those clusters, then there's an opportunity here. He's going to try and probably break them up now, I would imagine, on this one. There we go. How's your luck? Could have been better, could have been worse. There's one tricky yellow just to the right of where the white is at the moment. Working out a few technical issues here at the same time, so apologies for being a bit quiet.
And that's been able to sort it now. Just Mike started to try
Before
and
the
fall
mic
over.
starts falling over again.
And that's a great pot. Under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, but he's got these 2 yellows now to contend with.
Then he might be able just to play the one in the middle of the table up to top corner pocket.
But I don't think he's got the angle, because he would have liked a little bit bit further up as we see it to give himself an angle to go for the yellow, which is right next to it now.
Screw into
and screw into the difficult red and yellow little cluster there. But he's going to have to work things out. He's got the option to go the long one in the top right hand pocket to start off with, and then the yellow that's next to the white into the bottom left hand pocket, and then leave himself an angle on the yellow which is below the black into the middle bag to then open up the last one.
It all comes down to again how Darren sees it.
Yeah, there are options for him. The first shot was already a good one, but he was trusting a bit to luck. Could have been better, could have been worse.
And he's cued it well. And yeah, it looks like he's just going to try and pot that in the corner and leave himself that angle.
Let's go for 3-ball plant. Can see that one. Here comes the American pool in him. This is definitely missable.
But it's not a bad thing to have that kind of shot vision where you're looking at those.
But as I said, it's definitely missable.
Yeah.
He didn't give that enough respect that it deserved, that one, I feel.
Not for the kind of situation you're in either.
Yeah.
I think it's... At least he's trying to play confident still, though.
Just need a little bit more care on that shot, though.
Like...
it's easy to say after the shot, but it just seemed to be very quickly looked at.
You'd probably see some players just try and slow down too much now.
Yeah.
And get too negative, being 4-1.
Now, to be fair, Kenny just needs one good shot here on this red, and If he keeps control of that white ball, this is a very straightforward clearance. Made it even easier now. That's a great shot to start off with.
And he can now just play that red nearest the baulk line into the top corner, and then he can be on his hardest ball.
Yep, finish the reds on the right hand side and then just work your way back up to the left hand side of the table as we see it.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys are seeing exactly the same angle as us.
Yep, give himself an angle just to come back down off the top rail.
As you can see, there's 10 other tables in the background where there's lots of other last 32 and also last 16 matches going on at the moment.
We've got 26 tables or inside?
I think so, yeah, it's 26 tables in 3 different rooms.
And then in a week's time, this room will pretty much just be one table.
Yeah, it'd be a different arena to last year though. They're not coming out, the 8-foot table is no longer now in the World Championships. They're going to stick to the 7-foot table.
They're sticking to 7 foot, but the arena will still be the same.
No, it's going to be slightly different. As you can see it, if you can't sit on the screens here, but there's like 4 rows of seats on the left and the right for those who aren't here. And next week, from what I believe, they're going to have another sort of seating arrangement where the 4 tables furthest to us you can see. So it's going to be a smaller arena than before, but it'll be a good,
So it's not
still a good arena.
It's not going to be like
Last year, not quite as big as last year.
where you have all the stands and that
No.
around the side.
Because they've changed the whole format this year. They've started the whole singles, this and the Masters before the team event starts. So it's a bit of a test year to see if it's better. I think it's better. I think most of the players prefer it.
I think the 7 foot table sticking
yeah.
it throughout is got to be.
That red ball nearly wanted to jump out of that pocket there.
It's not. It's that one thing about Supreme tables. You've always got a chance it can bounce out of the middle.
Absolutely. So yeah, Kenny's 2 shots away from going 6-1 ahead. It's got to be said, the last few frames have been a few unforced errors by Darren, the break-off shot that fell off the table, and then that 3-ball plant, which he played it very quickly.
I think this one that you have to look at this going really be critical with Darren.
Well, so far Kenny hasn't really made any mistakes, so that's the only difference. Only needs a few mistakes at this level to have a big score line. That's exactly what's happened. So he'll drop this into the middle pocket, and then it will be interesting to see what break Darren goes for, because the side break didn't work last time. Then the power break, the white fell off the table, flew off the table, I should say.
Yeah, just hit the pack and went off about a 40-degree angle.
Into the second row of spectators.
And there is
Clinical by Lee Kendall again. 6-1 up, 2 frames to go. It's at this stage that Darren's sort of thinking, I don't want him to get to 7. At 6 it's okay if he can start getting a few back, but if he goes to 7-1, he knows that any small mistake could be the last one that he sees.
And now we do see as well he's got that graphite cube back on the table.
So yeah, he's definitely going for that one again. I don't think he'll probably put as much power into it this time though.
The problem is
It'll be more controlled.
I think the power wasn't the problem. I think what he maybe done is just dug too much on the ball. Definitely.
I think it'll stick there because he seems to have the black on the spot this time around. No, he's not enjoying it.
All little tricks.
Looks pretty tight there. So let's see. Break has killed him so far in this tournament, in this match.
And he's looking like he's playing it the same way.
Keep an eye on that white ball, guys. Straight in the pocket. Again, that's an unforced error because there's no kick-ins there.
I think that more jumped in the pocket.
Yeah. It's definitely cost him his break. I think the first one was okay, but since then it's been a disaster for him.
The first one was he just went out of position.
Yeah. And again, look at these balls.
I think you got to look at yellows all day long.
Yeah. But to be fair, even reds go. But
Easier
I think
starter
most of us
balls.
would go for yellows.
All you got to remember though, Lee's only got 1 shot this time, not 2.
Got money man Paul Wensley watching as well. Hi Paul.
Yep, cued that well, left the other yellow over the pocket. As long as...
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out whether that yellow
That's
in the
what
middle goes into the bottom left-hand pocket.
That's what I was just looking at.
Pocket. If it does, it makes it even easier. If it's not, as you said, he's got the thin cut, but...
With the reds to hold.
No, it definitely doesn't. God, it looks so different on the overhead camera compared to that angle.
Yeah.
Absolutely no chance, so yes.
You might just resort to not going for it.
Oh, I think he'll go for it. He wants to keep Darren off the table at the moment.
And if he does...
Darren's barely had his hand on a table. If there were stats on table time, I think Kenny's about 90% to 10% at the moment. That's an interesting option, isn't it? He's got more control with the white ball. He's going to kiss into the red. Doesn't fancy the thin cut. So he's going to thin this one into this bag. Good camera work here.
Yep, cued it nicely.
Yep, just enough. And actually it's just popped out enough perfectly. We can see the perfect angle there. He's got that yellow on the right hand side into the same corner pocket. Then he just puts the yellow in the same pocket, yellow in the middle, yellow in the middle. And black's the only one that he's got to get on. So this is looking very much 7-1 with him to break in the next one.
And then break dish for 8-1.
I'd say Darren's probably just hoping to get his hand back on the table at this stage, the way things have been going.
So he dishes this one and the next one, that'd be...
As a neutral, you want to see Darren starting to have a sort of good few chances, because this potentially had the potentials of being a classic match, but it's ended up being very one-sided so far.
Wait, the standard's been good. It's
Yeah, that's
just...
been very, especially from Lee. Lee's played very well so
That's the
far.
problem. It's been great standard from Lee, but Darren's never been allowed to get into the game, so
Yeah.
it's...
I think Lee's got a point to prove as well, because he's sort of stuck to English pool rather than going down the American pool route. Although he did dabble a bit in the American pool route. Because both these guys have played in the Moscone Cup.
Because didn't Lee more look at Chinese?
I think everyone's had a look at that, haven't they? So, but he's definitely sticking to English pool, especially now he's organising that Supreme Pool series.
A little logo of it by the looks of it on his
Yeah.
shirt.
Nice and easy. Black in there, 7-1, breaking for the match.
And if I'm correct, I think if he dishes up on his break, there'll be 5 dishes.
Thereabouts, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't kept record.
I think it's got to be about...
They've not supplied us with pen and paper here, so we can't keep stats.
I think it's had to be nearly 5 or 6 dishes, which is great standard.
Absolutely. Aaron Davis is currently 4-2 up against David Rothnell, or what's his name? Rothhall, I think, from Australia.
Well, Lee didn't get the greatest split on his break last time, so we're looking to rectify that as well.
Absolutely, he just wants a chance for the dish, I think, now. Darren's hoping it's a dry break or the white goes in off. No chance of white going in off.
But it is dry.
It is. Let's see what Darren can do now.
And those reds look... Because
I think even that red in the bottom
does go
left-hand
off,
side does go.
off the far jaw,
Yeah,
pocket
sneaks
weight.
in.
Just play it pocket weight and it should drop.
He's just got his first red to start off with. That's the only challenge. He's got the slightly long one, half long one into the
Which gets him
top
on-
left-hand pocket, which gets him on that tricky red straight away. And if he can get that, then the rest of it's straightforward. Oh no, he's going for yellows. So he's opted for yellows instead. which they do go. They're a little bit tighter though, he's just got to be a bit more careful with the white ball here.
Which is why I'm a bit surprised looking at how the game's gone for Darren.
Yeah.
That he's opted for the harder.
This is a big dish for him now. He needs to start getting a bit of rhythm going. No, already he's lost it there. He's just rushing a bit, I feel. I mean, I don't know what his normal pace is, but I just get the impression that he's just rushing it a little bit. When I watch him American pool, he seems to take a lot longer on shots. But again, that was an unforced error. Nothing unlucky about that.
I think it can come down to a little bit of though. You're playing. Has he just got his arm loose too much?
Yeah. So he's
They always
torn
say
between and betwixt now.
when you start going too far behind, your arm loosens up.
It can do sometimes, but
It just looks like that's what's happened to Darren a little bit. Just not as composed as you'd normally see him.
yeah, fancied him missing that. Just hasn't got his head in there at the moment. That previous shot where he just tied the yellow up, sort of, you could sort of see within him that he was thinking, yeah, that's a mistake I didn't want to make. So here we go. Kenny's got a chance here to rattle these off. Nothing difficult because that red still goes past the yellow in the bottom right-hand bag.
By the looks of it, quite a few games have just come off now, so we'll have a quick update of the scores.
You can see Dylan Leary still playing on the table just above. Tom Cousins is still playing, so that one. What's the Tom Cousins score? He was 4-1 down.
6-2 with Rob Warren.
Okay, so second favourite is in danger of going out in the last 32 stage.
We've got Govinda Gill 7-0 with Craig Lakin.
So Craig's had a slightly tougher match because he won 8-0 against Rusty in the first round, didn't he?
Yeah. Mike Kings won 8-1 against Yasser.
Okay, that's a good win. Oh, Kenny's just missed that. Didn't expect that.
Neither did Kenny by the looks of it.
That's the first mistake Kenny's made in the whole match.
Eddie Barker is 4-2 up on Yannick.
That was 4-2 about. Don't think that's been updated for a while, but that was
No.
4-2 last time we called it about an hour ago. Could
Ah.
still be 4-2, you never know. Could be one of these tactical.
And Giuseppe has beat Sam Bircher by 8 frames to 3.
That's a good win because Sam Bircher's playing well lately, isn't he? So, it's a reprieve for Darren Appleton here. Probably did not expect to get this chance. I would expect him to clear off from here though. He's had another chance here, but
Problem is, you just don't feel confident with Darren coming to the table.
no, he's not walking with much confidence around. That's
There you go.
okay.
As long as that goes to the middle, he's got a chance.
It does just holding. Is he going to screw? He's going to screw the white, I think, to try and get the yellow in the top left-hand bag. I can't see him just rolling it in. If it does, it might kiss and not leave him a shot. So it's got a slight difficulty. If you can't just roll this one in and just land on the yellow in the middle bag,
The thing is, this has always got the chance of.
this could go wrong because he's definitely falling through here. Yeah,
It's played nice.
that's fine. Couldn't tell from the first angle there.
It's just making sure now that he comes the right side of the black.
He's got a big area to go for on the top left-hand side. Perfect.
Yeah.
So he's got one back, 6 to go.
And he's powered down.
I was going to say it's a bit dangerous because we have known balls to jump in and out all the time, don't we? And he certainly gave that one the option. I think that showed a bit of anger in him there, didn't it? Or frustration more than anything else.
Maybe just trying to prove that point. Just remind Lee he's still here.
Well, he's made mistakes on his last 2 break-offs, so it'll be interesting to see what cue, if he's going to take the graphite cue or if he's going to go back to this cue and just the cut break.
I think it might actually be worth just giving a go breaking with his playing
His normal
cue.
cue, yeah.
But
Try something different.
But play it how he does with the graphite cue.
So let's see what he does here.
No, but he's going for the cut break.
No?
No.
He's doing what you said, I think. No. Yeah, he's not changing cue this time.
Looked like he was about
Keep
to
an eye on that white, boys and girls. That's a much better white this time. but nothing down. Try break again.
But it was a far better break.
It's a far better break. Yeah, good control of the white there as well.
So it might serve him well going into the Masters tomorrow.
True, because the Masters, or the World Championship singles today goes all the way to the quarterfinals, which are being played at 10 o'clock tonight. And then the semi-finals and finals are being played in a week's time. And as of tomorrow morning, the World Masters, which is the second biggest singles event in the pool world calendar, starts tomorrow morning and finishes Sunday afternoon, I think.
To where the opening ceremony then start?
Yeah, I think ceremony's sort of like midday-ish, I think, isn't it? And then team matches start on Sunday afternoon. So yeah, for those who are following us today, guys, you're going to get all the way up to the quarterfinals, including, and then you're just going to have to be a little bit patient for a week to watch the semi-finals and final.
And we've got a few cracking semi-finals. Or last 8 matches that could be going on, as I believe.
One of the big names, I know. Adam Davis is out, isn't he?
Well, we've got Mick Hill versus David McQuillan
Yeah.
as a last 16.
I'd expect Mick Hill to win that one.
And the winner of that will play Giuseppe, Tim Roberts or Dylan Leary.
Okay. That's a good chance there, because both Dylan Leary and Giuseppe play for the same county. They
Yeah.
play for Berkshire, so that could be a Berkshire quarter-final there. That would be interesting.
Last 16, not quarters.
Or last 16, sorry. Going ahead of myself here.
But I think that could be also quite a good quarter if it come to it.
So Kenny's actually
On the clearance.
5 shots away from a comfortable 8-2 victory in this last 32 match in the men's singles. I can't really see any way he can go wrong on this, to be honest with you. So I'll start saying thank you for being with me here, Liam. I've enjoyed this match. It's a shame it's not been a bit closer.
All the neutrals just be hoping for one more mistake.
Having watched this match and how well Kenny's playing, I'm sort of wondering who's got him in the Calcutta at the moment. Don't know if he bought himself out. I know he's bought a few players.
Well, they went quite cheap in the World's
Compared to the World Pool Series, yeah. But there's still, I think, £20,000 in the pot. So he got away with that one a little bit.
And now he's just got a couple of options how he wants to play.
Well, he's got, I think he'll
Just drop
probably
this.
take the longer. I don't know. I think it looks quite thin. He'll probably just take the longer one because there's no real danger with it. Normally, you try and keep the white as little distance as possible, but in this occasion,
the only reason I didn't like the shot is because of he is slightly awkward queuing.
yeah, he's following through on this one.
No.
Oh, is that going to be?
under
Yes, it is stuck. Much harder than he needed to. So another chance.
That's the only reason I like the shot more, just playing it to drop in and come for the cushion, and
So
then
he just needed the white to finish halfway up.
yeah.
Not that far, about a foot and a half shorter, he would have been fine. But this gives Darren a little bit of hope here.
He was probably maybe looking at if he only got halfway up, would he have one pot in the yellow, hit the red on the top rail in the middle, and then snooked himself on the black.
Yeah.
So he's just tried to be a little bit too perfect. But still looking good.
So he's looking off 2 cushions, skinny it in.
I think as long as
It'd
he
be a
keeps-
great shot if he does, but even if he does, there's a good chance he'll be snookered on the black, because the natural angle is for that white then to hit that red on the top
I
cushion.
think as long as he can hit the ball.
If he hits it, that's number 1. But
Yeah.
I think, because he's going for it, there's a very good chance he might just miss it. No, he's okay.
But he has tied the yellow up, yeah. Knowing Darren knows.
All the reds go here.
Knowing
Because
Darren.
whilst his yellow might be tied up, the red certainly still goes. Unless he's swerving this one. Overhead shot might help us here.
Well, he doesn't look too happy with this.
No, he's fine. Played it nicely.
Nice and confident, which is just what he needs now.
So Darren certainly didn't expect to get back to 7-3 here.
Then all the mutuals getting what they want. So he's not opting to take that ball out on the top.
Yeah, I thought he'd follow through on that one just to get rid of that, but deciding, I suppose these two reds do block each other in the middle. Darren's just checking his cue straight there all of a sudden. It wasn't the best played shot, but I think he's got away with that one.
I think that just comes down to, again, a bit of shot selection not being maybe up yet to scratch. Playing 8 ball.
Now he's playing perfect again. Doesn't have to do anything with a white ball for these last 4 balls. Now he's got to hope that Lee doesn't put a ball off the break, because Lee's still got 3 breaks to win this match. That's how big his advantage is.
I think for Darren, no, it's just 1 frame at a time now. Forget the frame difference. Just
That's all you can do. Just shot at a time. He just knows he can't afford to make any mistakes. So 7-3 now to Lee Kendall. We'll be back when he breaks off.
and we're back breaking off for Lee Kendall.
He's been breaking very well in this match. Good white ball control. Stop in the middle of the table. Oh no, he lost it a bit this time.
Screwed it back a little bit too much, and he's gone up dry again.
Dry break again. He lost the white bit there though.
However, it's an awkward cue ball for Darren to start on.
It is. But there's the red in the middle bag and the bottom middle bag that he can have a starter, and reds are definitely the nicest ball. He can come up for these 2 on the left hand cushion towards the end. Oh, he's missed it. Another unforced error there by Darren.
And both sets of colours now have their merits.
I'd still say reds all day long. But then I'm sat at the commentary box and not playing in this tournament anymore, so...
So it's just now, let's see what the England captain's decisions are going to be.
Well, Craig Lakin lost 8-7 to Govinda Gill. Just shows how difficult this game is. Won his first game 8-0 against Rusty Wheeler, and then loses 8-7 in the next round.
Yeah, because I've been seeing a lot of his
That's
games.
a nice shot.
A lot of his games have been coming quite quick. Old Craig Lakin.
Yeah. Mike King beat Amrani Hanshi Yasser from Morocco 8-1. That's a good win.
I haven't seen any of the Moroccans here yet.
No, I haven't seen that many either actually. I think they're coming later.
But yeah, Lee's fully back in control now, and you'd have to say drop this one in down the rail. He's on those 2 rail balls. There's back up.
But I did say the last frame I couldn't see him messing up from this position. We'll just have to see if he's clinical this time. Josh Kane 5-1 up against Patrick O'Leary.
I did see there Matt Briley leading on Phil Harrison.
2-1. So that's early doors in that one. So he's now going to take these 2 slightly harder reds, but he's perfect there, so he's just rollings. Every single shot he's got left now is just rolling the white. Leave himself perfect angle after this shot for the other red in the corner pocket. Natural angle to get to the red in the middle bag. Literally got to do nothing with the white.
Just nice and steady. And well, at least we got to a couple of frames from Darren where he...
Absolutely. He's back in there. He's made it a little bit respectable, hasn't he? But it's the break that really cost him badly.
Yeah. It just shows that a little bit where you've got to have that break as almost a practice drill as well now.
Yeah, he's going to have to play this dead weight just to keep a shot on the other red in the other middle pocket. Hit it a bit hard.
Nah, that's perfect.
Can't see it. It's just dropped for a minute. I thought it was going to stay up there for a second. I think his heart stopped there for a little second. I think they've actually, yes, Darren Appleton has given him the match on that one there. So thank you very much, guys. Lee Kendall's just won 8 frames to 3 against Darren Appleton. So Darren Appleton's still waiting for his first ever victory in the world title in this format. Thank you very much, guys, and I think the next will be a last 16 match, or possibly a quarter-final match, and we'll be back then. See you later, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liam.